Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about something fascinating. What happens when you introduce a totally unpredictable element, a person, a visitor, into one of the most controlled, most disciplined places on Earth? I'm talking about an industrial site.
Okay, let's just let that sink in for a second, because this quote really hits the nail on the head. Industrial sites, they run on precision, on process. Every single thing is planned. A visitor, a contractor, a supplier, doesn't matter who, they're a wild card. And that one little mistake, that one wrong turn, it can have absolutely massive consequences.
And right there, that's the big question we're digging into. How do you protect not just your visitor, but also your own people, your expensive equipment, and your entire operation? And how do you do it from the very first moment they step foot on your property?
To really get a handle on this, let's talk about the stakes involved. A factory front desk isn't just a place to say hello and offer someone a coffee. No, it's a critical control point. It is your first line of defense against things going sideways.
Think about how fast things can go wrong. Within just a few minutes of arriving, a visitor could literally wander into the path of a forklift or end up in a chemical zone or get too close to high-energy equipment. This is not your average office building. The risks are very real and they're immediate, which is exactly why managing that front door experience is so incredibly important.
So how do smart facilities actually get ahead of this kind of risk? Well, they don't just sit back and hope for the best. They get proactive. They manage it with a formal process called visitor safety screening. It's a structured, thought-out way to handle that entire arrival journey. The whole point of this is simple, but it's so crucial. You neutralize the risk before anyone gets past the front desk. It basically transforms that check-in process from just a formality into a really proactive, strategic safety measure.
And this is way more than just asking, so who are you here to see? It's kind of like a three-step dance. First, you verify who they are and if they're supposed to be there. Second, you inform them about the specific hazards on site. And third, you prepare them, making sure they have the right gear and the right information to stay safe. It's all about readiness.
And this isn't just a good idea, it's often a requirement. Having a structured screening process is key to complying with major safety frameworks, like OSHA here in the US, or the global ISO 45001 standard. It gives you a defensible safety posture, proving you've done your due diligence to protect everyone on site.
Okay, so let's talk about how this has all changed. We have moved light years beyond that old dusty clipboard and a pen that never works. Technology has totally transformed safety screening into a smart, efficient, and data-driven system.
The difference here is just night and day. Every single weakness of the old paper system, the long lines, the human errors, the logbooks nobody can read, all of that is directly solved by going digital. It standardizes everything, which ensures consistency, and it creates this perfect, easily searchable record every single time.
And the modern workflow? It's a total game changer. It actually starts before the visitor even gets there, with pre-registration that takes care of the basics ahead of time. Then, when they're on site, a quick stop at a self-service kiosk walks them through the final customized steps. The result? It's way faster for the visitor, and the site operator gets much better, more reliable data.
Now, this is where a digital system gets really, really smart. It understands that not all visitors are the same. So a contractor who's about to walk into a high-risk zone, they're going to get a detailed safety briefing. But a sales rep who's just going to a meeting room, they'll get a much simpler, faster check-in. It's this dynamic, risk-based approach that makes the whole process so powerful.
And the cool thing is, the benefits of doing it this way just ripple out, far beyond the front lobby. We're talking about real, measurable value for the entire operation, from the safety team all the way to the logistics managers.
So if you look at the numbers, the biggest piece of the pie is, of course, reducing risk. That's the main goal. But the other wins are huge. Check-ins are faster, you have clean digital records so you're always ready for an audit, and you can actually analyze all that visitor data to spot patterns and improve how your site flows.
And this is definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. It's all about precision safety that's tailored to specific risks. So at a chemical plant, the focus is all on making sure visitors understand PPE rules in restricted zones. At a factory, you might be verifying a contractor's training certs, and in a busy warehouse, it's all about hammering home the protocols for the loading bay. This is really the big leap from being reactive to being proactive. Once all this check-in data is in one central place, it's not just a logbook anymore. It's a strategic asset. Your teams can actually spot trends, see where bottlenecks are happening at entry, and use that insight to make their safety policies even better over time.
So what's the big picture here? Well, effective screening isn't some standalone task you do at the front desk and forget about. To be truly effective, it has to be plugged into a larger, connected safety ecosystem.
A great screening system doesn't just work in a bubble. It talks to other critical systems. It communicates with access control to unlock the right doors. It automatically pings the host to let them know their guest has arrived. And, maybe most importantly, it syncs with your emergency lists so you know exactly who is on site during an evacuation. That's how you build a real, comprehensive safety net.
So, this whole journey takes us from a basic sign-in sheet to this intelligent, data-driven system that is actively protecting people and operations. It's a huge shift in how we think about managing risk. And it leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As our industrial sites get even smarter and more connected, what comes next?